Konnichiwa! Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be playing Neverwinter Nights 2, Part 3. It's a continuation of the tutorial and should be the ending of it, and it probably won't take very long to get there. Little cap before we even start here. As of recording, this was July 3rd, in the middle of the afternoon. Starting, hopefully, when I come home tonight, at about 6 a.m., I'm going to be recording 30-45 minutes of playing Pokemon. Specifically, I'm trying a Leaf Green Nuzlocke, and I think I have everything set up so I can actually stream it right. I've never done a Nuzlocke before. I'll have the first episode will basically heavily feature me going over rules, what I plan to do, talking about how much I like the game, blah blah blah. The point is to force myself to actually play the game. Sorry, I keep saying stream. It's pre-recorded. It'll be pre-recorded every time because it's a 30-minute 6 a.m. stream. Point is, yeah. If you have any interest at all, check it out. I have a playlist for it. Nothing special here. We're not doing any sort of hacks. It's just a straight play. I don't know what I'm going to be picking. I might actually use, like, a randomizer on a website, like, you know, for the starting Pokemon, because I don't have an audience to poll. Like, let's be real here, I have an audience of 0. My instinct to pick Bulbasaur, but I think that's the easiest path. I associate Squirtle with someone specific, so I feel a little bit weird picking him. Charmander is the hard one, but it's the one that everybody loves, so it's a complete toss-up, which is great. It shows you how good that game was, like how beloved it is. So to get to the point, I'll be doing the kind of thing, just to make it really short, where you walk into an area, the first Pokemon you meet, like you run into in a random battle, you catch it or you don't. Once you get to the part of the game where you have Pokeballs and you can start playing the game proper, that's it. With like a species clause, like if I catch a Pidgey in Route 1, every Pidgey I come to from then on, or Pidgeotto or Pidgeot or whatever, I don't think they're wild Pidgeot, you know, they don't count. It also means I can't catch them ever again, which doesn't really matter, but the point is there. It's, you have one chance, one opportunity. If you go to catch a Zubat and you can't catch a Zubat, you can never catch a Zubat. I'll have it written down and we'll discuss it in detail, but I want to play the game in a way that's going to force me to pick Pokemon I normally wouldn't, and I'm already a kind of person who's wishy-washy and does all kinds of different stuff, and I'm very inconsistent. I mean, you could look at my hair. To the point, I would really like to see some sort of engagement on that, but I don't think I am, because chances are no one's even going to hear this. But it would be really neat to actually get people to actually, you know, come by and be like, oh snap, I can't believe your Weeping Bell died against, like, I don't know, a bird, and it's like, dude, didn't you know the type weaknesses? I should, but let's just say that I'm not an expert at Pokemon, which is what's gonna make this interesting. This isn't a make it as hard as possible so that the expert can actually try thing. It's a let someone who plays it normally have to actually think type of game. Like, oh, he didn't know you get this move at 58, you know, he shouldn't have evolved the Dirtini, or whatever. To the point. Today we're gonna be playing, with my monk cleric, Sacred Fist. And, oh god, I wish I could change my face when I do stuff like that. Just like JoJo face, I'm like, oh, this is no store. You know what, I'm rambling enough. Check it out. Bam. Is that showing up? Yes, it is. I'm staring at my own model on the main screen, sorry. Okay, let's try not accidentally closing Neverwinter Nights. Cool. Same reminder as before, this is available on GOG. It was cheap as dirt, still is, even on when it's not on sale, it's like $20. $20, that's right, $20. It's essentially, if you play Baldur's Gate 3, you could think of it as a completely unrelated prequel. It takes place in the same universe, in a similar enough location, but it's an old type. Like, it doesn't have the verticality. Stuff doesn't fall off cliffs and all that, which is what made Baldur's Gate 3 so freaking cool. It's like, why would I ever take Fist of Unbroken Air, which is such a dumb name? It's like, well, you can knock stuff off cliffs, and it's like, what's a cliff? My DM never had a, oh my god! You know? Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are like playing Fallout 1 and 2 before you play Fallout 4. Like, they're so far removed, but it might as well not even be the same kind of game. This is more of a prequel. This is more of a lead into Baldur's Gate 3 than Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 is. If you play KOTOR, Dragon Age, Mass Effect, very similar game. Except it uses D&D 3.5 as its base. And while we're at it, here's my hideous half-drow. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and level them up real quick, and it's very basic. Nothing important. We have one level of cleric, that's all we need. Let me move this window and hope it doesn't screw OBS. Okay, there we go. We're just taking monk all the way up. Oh, I didn't plan this part. Uh-oh. 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 Oh no. I mean, we get lots of magic items, I don't have to worry too much. Do I want more strength or more dex? I'm just gonna say strength. All strength. Just dive right into that. Big, beefy man body. Okay, we need lore for the multi-class. So I'm gonna say diplomacy, listen, and spot. We'll get the stuff I might need more later. I just want to make sure I can become a Sacred Fist as early as possible. Bevel here, I'm just going to recommend. Just bam bam bam, not even look. Cool. This is back before 5e, where fighters actually had, like, a major variation from other classes. It wasn't just like an NPC class, where you picked Battle Master or you picked an NPC. So, look at this frame rate. Oh, I think OBS is locked at 30 FPS. Hold on. In the middle of a stream, we're gonna do this. Let me check. Well, in the middle of a recording. Can I fix that? Probably not. Nope, not during it. Well, now we're all aware that this is 30 FPS. We'll go back and fix it for another video. This game does happen to have this kind of movement, where things go ding 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 ding. Not a big deal. Very high mouse sensitivity though. What was it? Oh yeah, fighters used to get a thing, and 5e would have benefited from this so much. Fighters used to get armor training. What that meant was the amount of dex you could add to your armor increased as you leveled up. And the amount of, like, the concept of disadvantage now basically would eventually go away while wearing heavy armor. So a level 12 fighter could wear full plate, add like 3 dex to it, and do a backflip. Like in 5e level stats. Well, they could already do a backflip. Sorry, sneak around just fine. Possibly could do a backflip in real life in full plate, but putting that aside. Like, that's why you picked a fighter. So you didn't have to just play a dex character if you didn't want to. Like, or you could. And the point is, it was still available. They also, of course, made their weapons crit easier, no matter what they're, like, whether it wasn't a subclass thing. You focused on a specific weapon group, blah blah blah. Anyway, lots of rambling, lots of rambling. Let me see here. Strategy mode. Oh, Oh right, this is old enough I need to use the direction. Uh-oh. Okay, you see it doesn't pause when you get in combat? There's no turns, which is a bit closer to Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. You can, of course, pause at any time and give direct orders. But at this stage of the game, there's no good reason to. If you have a wizard, big deal. Big deal. I've made sure that I'm playing something that can actually survive, so I don't really need to think too much at the start. As you see, the HP is fine. My hits are actually landing for the most part. The damage isn't stupendous, but it's pretty okay. Like, there's no massive influx of like suddenly getting crit and dying, let's say like in Wrath of the Righteous and Kingmaker, which I love those games. I 200% recommend Owlcat games. Check them out. Alright, hold on. Can you... Yeah, there's no tab as far as I know. Like, you have to just scan with your mouse to see if there's any items. Let's see here. I don't think you can have multiple item slots, can you?
I would say yes.
I would say no. Alright, let's see here. Short bow, short bow, short bow, short bow. Didn't I just pick up a short bow? This might be old enough that slings were worth using. Not quite. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Alright. So, basically, this is the part of the game where they're still trying to teach you how everything works. So, we haven't had like a major diplomacy check, we haven't had a fight against anything with DR. Right, hold up. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Everything about this game, it's broken. When I say broken, I mean like down the... Like, we're talking like a glass face down some stairs. Behold the reckless abandon in which I use the rest button. But which I can't do because the enemy's right there. There's your tutorial. If I walk around the corner, I could rest at any time and my HP will go back to full. All my item slots or spell slots will refill. No consequences to the plot. Whereas I'm currently back in the battle for Dresden in Wrath of the Righteous. Minor spoilers, but it's a given. It's part of the game. You're given the opportunity to rest a lot in that in a way that's very weird for the game. Like, they don't make you go like, you're gonna sleep for 9 hours and, giant consequences. You can just rest. If you choose to do that, you're actually setting flags so that at the end of the siege, they note that it took you longer than expected to win.
Let's see what you've got.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, attacks of opportunity, classic style, not 5e style. Which, I like 5e. Like, we'll be honest here, it's gonna sound like I don't, but I actually prefer 5e to other systems. I really like the concept of 1e, which is why I can play Wrath of the Righteous so much. But I never got to play it at a tabletop. I only ever DM'd it as a tutorial to someone else. And I mean a very basic tutorial. I've been trying to play it since 2013, 14, maybe 12. Eventually you just have to give up. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Oh, damn. Wait. I just saw an arrow. Oh yeah, nothing in the combat stuff actually says anything like that. Wait, he can't use a short bow? Terrible game. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Map. Very basic map. If you know, I guess if you really think about it, the map kind of looks like a game map. God, I hate to just keep killing them, but like, you don't really have much of an option right here, because you notice you never stop and try to talk. It's that old. Oh yeah, so stunning fist is awesome, but I think it gets rid of an entire attack when you use it. Well, which is to say, because this is like free 5e, you don't take like 2 attacks if you take the attack action. It's more like, well, I mean, at this level it doesn't matter at all, but screw it, I gotta start picking stuff up. It used to be that you would have to take a whole round. Well, you take a full attack action, which means you do not use your movement. In exchange, if you could attack 3 times with your base attack bonus and everything added together, then you just did. Currently in 5e system, which I really like better, it could use a lot of improvement, but I'm just saying I like better. If you attack at all, it doesn't matter if you ran ahead of time, ran 20 feet, attacked, and then ran 20 more feet, regardless. You just go ahead and get off your attacks. The one thing that slipped through the cracks on that, though, is that...
Oh, great spirits of the stone tomb, please hear our plea. The other lizardling tribes take our territory. They wage war. And before we fight them for our ancestral hatching grounds, we ask for your blessings.
There certainly are an awful lot of them. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
We killed like 10 of them on the way here.
Your very presence offends the stone god.
First of all, he speaks my language. Hey, baby. Hold on. Wrong check. Wrong check. When our land was once... When this land was once ours, my tribe left something here. People take you very seriously if your voice breaks while doing that. It helps instill confidence.
And this gives you the right to intrude on our lands and disturb our most holy of rituals.
I've killed 10 of you. It's needed to save my tribe. Something you can understand.
What do you propose then, warm blood?
Dance off. Ow! Let me save my tribe, and perhaps one day we can return the favor. Behold my eyes.
A favor for a favor, eh? We may have need of you. We will let you do this thing.
I think this comes back to
Do what
you.
you have come here to do. We will leave the Warmbloods in peace, my followers.
What's gonna happen when they go turn the corner and find 10 dead people? They never discussed that problem. I don't think beveled non-lethal at all. Here it is. Loot all. Behold. Some kind of grail, I don't know.
Life and limb for that? None of this makes any sense. Dagon can do his own blasted quest from now on. When you're done searching around, let's get out of here.
I just want to make sure there's nothing super special sitting in a corner somewhere. Probably not. I guess I should have checked elsewhere beforehand so he could just let me leave. We've likely seen everything there is to see. Oh, by the way, there is a first-person mode. This sort of like top-down Diablo-esque mode that you can adjust. I guess technically you can zoom in and just make it first-person-ish. Why, none of it's really first-person. You know what I mean? Over the shoulder. A strategy which keeps it sort of... Actually, hold on, I don't remember the difference. Hold on. That's the difference. You can't click when it's on character mode. Exploration, I don't remember what the deal is. And I don't think it ever tells you. I guess I could look this up. Screw it, why not? Thank God y'all can't see me Googling, because that's not spelled right. Ah, hold on. Wait, did I just freely move the... Oh god, it's never gonna be right again. Okay. In strategy mode, you can use boxes. That's basically it. Okay, let's close that. I'm not playing FF14 anymore. Stop, the addiction's over. There's probably nothing else here. But since I didn't tell him let's go, I'm gonna have to walk away. Oh yeah, let's just take a rest with no consequences. 1 round is equal to 8 hours. I've made my 900,000 attacks. That's a bit more than 8 hours. Okay, nothing here, nothing here. Nothing here. Sorry if this is giving you motion sickness. Oh, shit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nope, nope, nope. Run, Biffle. Run! Shit! Shit! Okay, fine. Shit, Biffle. Well, damn, Jackie. It's like... That show sort of ruined what you get to... Ah! His AI's on. He cast, Shield of Faith. What's his AC sitting at? Does it say? Am I looking at it? Oh, right here. 18 AC ain't bad. Mind you, outside of, say, Critical Role, heavy finger bending here. Rolling for stats, you don't really end up with high AC as a monk. Like, even in Pathfinder, that was a bit difficult. It's one of those things where it's like, okay. Oh god, especially back then when you... I don't think you could ever add dex to damage on Fist without, like, I don't think they ever added a feat specifically that worked for unarmed. I could be wrong, but I feel they didn't. Bugs? Really? But yeah, there's no concentration. Concentration in 3.5 Pathfinder was more of trying to cast, not trying to maintain a spell. Though a DM could call, obviously, a concentration check to maintain a spell if he wanted to. And there may be examples where it's not the case, because, once again, 3.5 Pathfinder, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of exceptions to everything. That's part of what made it so cool. Ooh, hold on, did he leave a fire gland? Beetle gland! Alright, let's see here. That's probably about everything. Oh yeah, and since this doesn't use milestone leveling, do we have? Nope. Okay, we're going around. Going around. My brain's playing the stupid 80s song from that one baby movie, and I can't. One, YouTube would be very mad at me, but two, you know the thing where you can hear a song, but you can't sing it because as soon as your mouth moves, your brain goes, I'm not helping you with that. Do I look like a karaoke machine? Okay. Okay, hold on. Why am I so much faster than Bevel? Do I have a movement speed I can see? Not that I notice. So I know movement speed is in the feat list. Let's just go. Anyway, that's basically all I wanted to accomplish today was what we're getting to right here. Can I just use whip? Oh my god. In this mode, up and down does this. In this mode, it does the wom wom wom. I'm such a baby. Okay, hold on. You have the sense of humor of a small child. Okay, we can keep putting stuff in Village Invasion. Because I'd rather the first save where I'm not in the tutorial be its own thing. Without making a million saves. Oh, I didn't even draw attention to my stalker. We try not to mention her. I don't know why. She's got a thing for my bod. She got that monk lust.
We should turn back. These aren't the ruins that your father wanted us to search.
How do you know that, Bevel? It's right there, it's the first option.
No one's ever been able to get in. Georg says it's been here for generations. And Tarma says he's heard a story about a wizard who tried to get in once and never returned. Besides, if your father wanted us to go into these ruins, you'd think he'd have told us how to get in.
Can't do that.
Two different voice actors there. Come on, Knuckles. I just love the idea that we're in Louisiana, and it's like, no one's been in there in generations. It's like, why would you go into a mausoleum in the first place? Like, logically speaking, like thinking about it, outside of like looting it, if no one knows anybody who's buried there, why would you bother? Also, even if you did, why would you bother? I'd rather not see their skeleton. Those have always creeped me out. Like, catacombs as a concept is disgusting. I've never heard it really brought up, but it would also be just like a disease cloud as soon as you walk in. Like fresh bodies? Because old ones, whatever. But somebody who is actively decaying in an area where the wind cannot pass through, like it's barely any airflow, you're essentially walking in and just breathing in putrefaction. Putrefaction? I can't get no putrefaction. I don't know. These are the thoughts you get when I don't have a chat, okay? I'm sorry. He was not sorry. Look at this. God, look at that world map. Sexy. Okay, this is one of those games you wouldn't have a guide open for because there are missables. And not only are there missables, missables. Oh, hold on.
You have returned, and you have brought the shard.
That's
I
all you
think
can say?
say.
I almost died out there.
Yeah,
If
but you're
I did
Bevel.
not believe you could handle the task, I would have sent another.
Yeah, well, you weren't out there in the swamp getting attacked by lizard folk.
No, I was here attending the wounded, Bevel. Now find Marion and do the same.
I don't see how you put up with him.
Now, for the shard. Let me see it.
You know, I want to say this, but he's not wrong. We just got attacked. A lot of people are dying. Now is not the time to let Bevel have a hissy fit. It wasn't nice, but we're gonna let it go. Just show him the
I
shard.
need you to go to the city of Neverwinter.
Neverwinter.
Find my half-brother Duncan, retrieve the second shard, and take it to a mage you both can trust.
I really like
owns
Duncan.
an inn in the docks district of the city, the Sunken Flagon. Not the most reputable place, but safe enough.
Duncan is cool. Also, in a very Lord of the Rings-esque moment here, I just realized I think Duncan's a half-elf. And my dad, whose name just escaped me, the eyes, isn't a half-elf. And so it makes sense where it's like, my half-brother lives over there. But point is, to think about that for a hot second, he could be like, hey, that's my half-brother. It's, in this case it literally is, he could be like 4 generations later. Like, technically this is my great-great-great-nephew. But by all intents and purposes, nothing has changed, so he's exactly the same. It would not be unusual to refer to your uncle as your uncle as your half-brother. if enough time has passed that he is a constant, a persistent, a perpetual persistence. He's persistently perpetual. He is always there. Because from his perspective, the person just keeps changing. But he's not really interacting with them. So it's like, the relationship still is my dad banged a human, you know? And, you know, forgot to plan for a retreat. So, okay, it would still be unusual, but I'm just saying calling him a half-brother would still work. Okay, I'm going to be openly RPing the main character here as just not constantly, but as some sort of like 80s manly anime-esque, like manga-esque, like let them come. So not even asking that question, what if they track me down? I will break them.
Head to the small port town of Highcliff when you are free of the swamp.
That's why.
There, seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter. The beast that attacked us will leave West Harbor alone once they realize their quarry has fled. If all goes well, you should be in Neverwinter before they find your trail. Say your farewells. Your boots may travel many roads before you return. I let some of the others know you are leaving, but not the why of it.
I forgot. I didn't forget Highcliff, but it's weird. Like, brain's catching up here. There's a lot of game before you get to Neverwinter. Even though Neverwinter seems like it's the beginning of the game. Okay, I'm not gonna ask all the questions because I want people to buy this, so I want to leave mysteries for you to go back and play it yourself. So you can ask all these questions. I'm going to be picking the most, let's move on to the next subject, answer most of the time. Same as I was doing in Jade Empire. It's like, yeah, I could discuss things, but why bother? Like, I would rather my audience actually buy the game and enjoy it, than feel like they're just replaying watching me play it.
Return when you are ready to leave, and we will speak of the path you must take.
Flurry of blows. Alright, can I go over the shoulder? Yeah, boy. God, look at this. This is better than RuneScape, I guess. But not by a huge amount. Well, I guess technically. Okay, look. Doesn't matter.
This incursion is the most noteworthy event that's happened here in years. I had high hopes for Amy. She was a rare find in West Harbor. A shame she failed to heed her first lesson. Always listen to Tarmas. Not that I expect you would understand, but she was the only one capable of holding a coherent conversation with me. Go if you must, but mysteries remain here that need to be answered.
It's where it gets rough. I just said I want to play him as a hard ass. A good person, but just rock-faced. So screw it, we're picking the option.
An inconvenience? Bah! I wouldn't expect one of your small intellect to understand. Suffice to say that her loss pains me beyond mere inconvenience. Help with the journey, you say? Advice. Advice is what I can give. Use that skull of yours for more than a shield. Amy obviously failed to learn this lesson. A fool girl. As functional as the famous Harborman thick-headedness is, it still won't prove much help against, let's say, a lizardling sword or javelin.
Surely you could help me.
You aren't mistaken on that account.
Natural
Fine,
speaking
take
voice.
this. Perhaps it will help you. Perhaps not. But don't bother asking for more. I've already lost an apprentice on your behalf. That's all you'll be getting from me.
Hey, in my defense, she ran straight to that. Saw that he had shield up and said, I'm gonna cast Magic Missile anyway. Later. Oh, he gave me a potion of bark skin. Red as Starling. Ah, it's young Bevel's friend. Thank you for bringing my son back safely from the mare. Bevel is still rather shaken from the attack and the loss of your friend. I'm grateful you were there to watch over him. I understand that you were sent to Neverwinter, the city of skilled hands. I just pray you fare better than Bevel's brother Lord. Right, that's the two different characters, I forgot. This is my accent now.
Is there anything you can do to help me with my journey?
I'm afraid I've nothing to give. Those creatures pillaged my house thoroughly. Grandma, I don't want to hear this story again.
What happened to Lorne?
He should never come back. I don't know if he's alive or dead. A lot of soldiers died during the war with
Luskin.
important proper noun there. Remember it. I pray he wasn't one of them. Brother Mering says to never give up hope, but it's been such a long time. I just want to know what happened. If he died, it would be good to put him to rest with the rest of his family. Give him the honor of proper soldier's burial. I should always going to click these when I'm clicking it. You can't shoot me biting my lip. I was born there. Bet you didn't know that. My husband met me at a fair. But I hear during the war with Luskin, a lot of the city was burned down. Don't listen to that folk, you're dreadful. Though, he'd have you think every last building was destroyed. That's another matter, I think. Of Neverwinter from time to time. What? Observation! I'm making... Vaudeville all of a sudden. I do miss its streets in the river. Who is... You're not from...
Demon.
Anyway.
I've never left the village. Do you have any advice?
Always respect the city watch. They guard the city and they're the law. Just mind the lessons you've learned here. Harbormen are tougher than those city folk. Okay. Hold on. My brain's like, what is... One thing you'll notice about this game is despite the low graphics, people clearly spend a lot of time on the models. Tell me that doesn't look like a real person in an oddly specific way. That's somebody's girlfriend. Wait till you see the butts on some of these girls. Oh my god. YouTube, you didn't hear that. Cover your ears. Like, wait, I'm not... Damn it, hold on. Click. Oh, right. I have to... Awkward. Don't ask why a guy walks awkwardly like that. Just move on. He had this little voice like this. West Harbor is safe for now, and in part due to your efforts. I'm sorry about your friend. I wish I could have saved her.
We have to move on.
I see much of Dagon's influence in you, though we must not concern ourselves with careful living. Wait, no. We shouldn't forget the dead. Dagon mentioned you were headed for Neverwinter. It's time to be traveling. It's about time to be traveling. Galen the merchant told me about the journey, and unless his tales are taller than usual, unlike your father, your road to Neverwinter won't be an easy one. I will pray for your safety. The Mayor of Dead Men is fast becoming more dangerous.
Can you help me?
I've tried to teach you as much as I can with the wisdom of the Sun Soul Masters. Oh. As I recollect, you've been a far better pupil than I've been a teacher. I confess I'd hoped that one day you might be persuaded to take the vows and become a Dawnbringer like myself, but your path leads elsewhere. I'm not worshipping his god, but... Let's see here. Alright. Here, once again, not asking every question.
So you're headed off to Neverwinter, are you? Just remember that you're Harborman. Don't take guff from city folk. We Harbormen take care of ourselves. We don't need fancy walls to keep us safe. By the way, half of us are dead because we didn't have a wall.
I mean, come on. That's just a field. That's basically somebody's front yard. That's not even, like, I understand games like this can't be too big, but that's not a farm. That is a yard. And they just march through it. It's like, it's one thing to argue about big-ass political things. If you're going to live in a Louisiana swamp village, you need something to keep the crocs out. Okay? At the very least, make them use the front gate. Y'all don't even have enough population to have guards. You just have an odd surplus of hot chicks. Don't point it at grandma.
Is there anything you can do to help me? Take this. Harbormen take care of their own. Not like them city dwellers. You remember that?
I remember.
If I had to get a spare, if I had more to spare, I would.
They gave me cure moderate wounds. You look at the money that thing cost. Dude can't afford that. So once again, it's very 3.5 Pathfinder-esque money here.
It's the best I can do for you.
How are the fields? But nope. That's for you to find out. Players at home.
So, your father sent you off to Neverwinter. As if everything that's happened tonight isn't enough adventuring for one lifetime. I'm hoping that you'll be back soon enough after you reach the city, but most people who leave West Harbor don't come back.
Have you ever smelled air that isn't full of decaying plant matter? Have you ever woken up and not been at 98% humidity and below freezing? And then walked 5 minutes and it was 98 degrees and still 98% humidity? I have.
I will never return.
He'll try to give me a sword, I don't want it.
If staying away will keep it safe, it is my duty to do so.
To see you go. We lost a lot of Harbormen to the attack. Hopefully your father's right, and there will be no more attacks once the shard is gone. Still, the village will need every sword arm it has.
My arms aren't swords, they're maces.
As a member of the militia, my sworn duty is to defend West Harbor. I can't just turn my back on that.
Cool,
Good
bye.
luck. And if you run across the one who killed Amy, stick a blade through his heart for me. She deserves at least that.
How about a fist?
First you have to cock it. Very important. Okay, Dagon.
Have you said your farewells? To get to Neverwinter, take the road that borders the Starling Farm out of town. It is the only road to the Mare of Deadmen, so following it will be easy. The road itself has not been patrolled for some time, and few travel it. Move quickly, and you may be able to avoid the many beasts of the Mare.
Should I expect combat?
I suspect
Say
you will
yes.
see your share of battle before you reach Neverwinter. Stray from the road, and the danger is even greater. I've made it known that you traveled directly for the city, in the hopes that the enemy will pursue you along the high road. Instead, you will head to the small port town of Highcliff once you are clear of the swamp. From there, you will seek passage on a ship to Neverwinter.
That can take time, though. Ships don't constantly leave, dude. Just fucking ask.
There is a ship named the Double Eagle that will await you in Highcliff. Her captain, Flynn by name,
How does
is
she
a trusted
know?
friend of mine and will ferry you safely to the city. Your trip to Neverwinter will be quicker by water, and my attempt at misdirection may allow you to reach Highcliff before the enemy becomes aware of your true route. I have nothing more to say. It is time for you to go, my son. Each moment you remain here brings greater risk to the village.
It's not that he trusts you to be that strong, which tells me that this place is free of crocodiles.
Because of me.
There's a terrible, like, grizzly bear, you know, coming into the city. Coming into the town. Oh my god, look at that little picket fence. Well, it's not picket. Oh my god, what do you call those? What is the name for X fences? I am too familiar and too uneducated. The perfect combination. What is... Why would you put the fences over there? Whatever. Oh my god. Okay. Maybe there are fences back here, but they're just... A 5-year-old can get through that without trouble. I'm just saying. Okay.
Lex.
So, Dagon is sending you to Neverwinter, eh? I can't say I approve.
I can't look at
If it
his
were a
nipple
militia matter,
studs.
I wouldn't send you alone. But I don't have any right to tell him how to raise his child.
I
Can
am
you
but a
at least
man.
Tell me why you're going? Your father wouldn't tell me a thing.
It is for the safety of the village that I leave. Have you seen me?
You're less cryptic than your father. But not by much. It won't be easy reaching Neverwinter. I've traveled that way once or twice. It's a dangerous journey, especially for one traveling alone. You might want to ask around the village. If you're going to leave, some folks might be able to offer some help.
How about
You may not have
you?
trained under me, but I've always enjoyed your company. And you
Montage
acquitted
of being
yourself
punched in the
well
face.
with the village defense. Here, take this shield. It's always served me well. And even if you don't use it, you can sell it for some gold that might do you some good.
What is the outside world like?
So, you want to hear a story? Look out for the swamp elf.
That's
You
me!
see, an elf never stops growing, and usually they head to Evermead before they get much bigger than human-sized. But one of the eldest lives in our own swamp. Huge he is, tall as a tree.
Never heard this before.
Tall as a tree.
It's the truth, I say. This giant elf has been known to hurl rocks great distances, and it has the evil eye. If it ever locks eyes on you,
What happens? I must be prepared.
it turns you into a stone. Not stone, but a stone. Just look around the swamp, and you'll see hundreds of its victims. And
There's like-
just by
there's
looking
like
at
12
them,
of
you
us, though.
can't tell if it's just an ordinary rock, or whether it used to be a man. If you listen quietly, late at night, you can even hear them.
I want to make a joke, but now there's like the only woman left in town besides the random girlfriends just wandering is Bevel's mom.
I'll look out for him, and I will bring him down.
Just don't look him in the eyes.
Later, strange man. I gotta bring him some kryptonite. Okay, guys, that's the end of the tutorial. Clap, clap. From here on out, yeah, I'll just go ahead and call the video here. This is the part of the game where you actually start traveling, you start getting companions, you start having companion quests, becoming obvious in the case of the very first one. Your levels shoot up slightly slower than they have in so far. Like, you get a quick boost to 4 at the beginning of this. Yeah, I think it's 4 at the end of that. Not much else to say. The game doesn't really hold your hand for multiclassing, so make sure you make a lot of saves because you may have to go back and replay scenes, but you can skip through dialogue pretty quickly. The main thing I can say about this game is it's a classic, like, hero journeys out, finds there's bigger problems, finds a big bad, defeats the big bad, credits roll type of story. It has a lot of twists and side quests, and, like, has some really cool things near the end. Let's just say you meet something that is old enough to speak of the gods as if they're children to it. And I don't mean its children. Like, it's like, oh, those things. Yeah, I remember when they were just starting out. It's like friggin' animals. what, do they think they're better now? Like, it's really cool. It's like, it also has a sick nasty DLC with an incredibly good story, but it's a direct sequel. When you start it, it'll tell you the ending. So it's called Mask of the Betrayer. Don't play it until you beat the main story. The main story, as it's a BioWare game, has romances and everything too. There's a tiefling chick, elf chick, whatever. Point is an extremely good story. I highly recommend you play this game. It is really, really fun. Like, with its 6-second long rest, it's not even a hard game. You can set in the highest difficulty for combat, so you actually have to pause. But just be aware that you're going to be, before every combat, you'll be stopping, hitting a bunch of buttons to buff. This isn't Wrath of the Righteous or Kingmaker. You're expected to basically spam spells constantly by the end of the game. I don't know what else to say. I really like it. I will probably keep playing it on this channel, like once a week. As time goes on, if I get an audience, I'll play it longer. Hell, I might actually live stream it. My current issue is that I'm recording this, it's now almost 6:30 p.m. Usually Hololive is doing stuff right now, and obviously, like Zentreya and stuff might be on, I don't know. No one's gonna watch me over them, which they shouldn't. So, these will probably continue to be pre-recorded. We'll see. If you like this video and the stupid voices, just let me know in the comments. I appreciate even critical advice saying, hey, I don't know why you're doing this, or hey, you should have equipped that, or hey, when you get to the next place, you really need to, put points into this skill going forward. Like, anything like that is fine too. I just would really like any sort of, if not feedback, just acknowledgement that someone watched the video this far. In the meantime, yeah, and I'm still looking at chat over here, because this is how amateur I am. It didn't occur to me until I was looking up, trying to figure out how to put an overlay on my main screen. It didn't occur to me that the reason that's not a thing is because you'd have to have an invisible overlay in front of the game that you're playing, which is not an OBS thing, probably. That most people just use their phone. Which for me, I avoid that right now because I'd have one viewer, it would be me. Also, my phone and my PC, I have 2 different YouTube accounts. And I'd rather not accidentally dox myself right off the bat. You know? Not that it's, really doxing, as it's yet just another account, but point is, I'd rather keep them separate. Either case, in the meantime, if you like this game, I recommend buying it heavily. If you're still unsure on it, come by next Monday, and I'll, by next Monday night, I'll have another hour-ish video showcasing, your first encounter with, a companion, consequences of your actions before, or so on and so forth, that kind of thing. Actually, the consequences probably won't happen yet. That's not until you get to High Cliff. But still. Regardless, it's a really great game, and I don't know, I'm just gonna keep rambling. Let me go ahead and get it up here. Thanks for watching, and, sayonara.